What's going on, guys? Domino Pivot here, back with some more Kingdom Hearts, and today we're gonna go to Wonderland. That's right, but first off, let's go buy some more potions. That's one of the important things to do. Did I send all my cards? No, I did not. Good. That's good. Alright, we're gonna go get some more potions because you actually need to spend some potions in Wonderland, and I think I am out of those. Let's see. Donald has one. That's always good. We're gonna steal it from him. Yep, we've only got one potion, so we're gonna go ahead and buy some from the nephews. I want to buy potions. Alright, I've got maxed out, and I'm gonna buy one more. Yeah, that should be good enough. Alright, we're gonna need all the potions we can get, and before I forget, I'm gonna see if I've got... Yeah, I've got Brave Warrior, which is gonna raise my stats. And I don't have anything else for these guys. So yeah, you can see this is the stats that you have. Max HP, max MP, max AP, which are ability points used to equip abilities. The amount of strength and defense, and you also have Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, and Darkness elemental resistance that are only shown in the description in this game, but other games actually show these in the stats. And abilities, which I forgot to equip, we've got stun, impact, and dodge roll. So stun impact has a 30% chance of stunning surrounding enemies, and dodge roll is press square to roll. XP 0 is an ability to make the game harder on yourself, just make the whole game level 1, or in case you've played the game too much between two streaming sessions and you've gotten to a high level and your viewers are gonna be mad, so you're just gonna play a couple worlds without getting any experience. I actually think, if I remember correctly, Nico B actually did this in Birth by Sleep, and I hadn't even thought about using 0 XP to do this. But I'm not gonna grind between videos. If anything, I'm gonna grind during a video, and I'm just gonna skip ahead, especially if I don't have anything to say. So another postcard. The other postcards, I believe there's 2 in the Gizmo shop, there's 1 in the accessory shop, and there's 1 in the house that isn't there yet. So that's all the postcards. Alright, so let's leave this world and go to the next, which is Wonderland, from Alice in Wonderland. If you haven't read the original books, I highly recommend you do so. These are very absurd and weird stories that are filled with puns. It's not exactly a story for kids to enjoy, it's just a bunch of weird ideas for kids to enjoy. Sometimes it's a bit disturbing, but the author's been dead for so long that all the books are available freely on the internet, probably on Wikisource if you want. There's 2 books. There's Alice in Wonderland, and there's Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There, something like that. Oh well. So yeah, gummy sessions. Gummy ship sessions in this game are kind of boring. It's not that they're not interesting. Like, it's really nice that you can build your own spaceship and collect parts. Like, all the enemy ships are made of the same blocks yours is, so you could recreate all these enemies. They actually give you their schematics. So yeah, you can basically drive. I'm saying basically again. You can drive in any of your enemy's ships. But for that, you need to collect these items that you see me collecting. Every single diamond is a single block. The other things are just there to replenish my armor and power meters. The power meter is used for lasers, while what I'm currently firing is called the cannon, so it has unlimited ammo. The blue balls are for power, and the green diamonds are for health. Stars fill everything, if I remember correctly, and yellow orbs fill the shield meter, which I don't have yet because I don't have a shield. But yeah, there's little to do in this mini game. The only thing you can gain from playing it is more blocks. I think that's a good move on their part, making sure that you don't have to do these spaceship games because it doesn't give you anything towards the main campaign. But if you actually do like those ship games, you do get rewarded for playing it. You just get rewarded in more ship parts. I don't know, I like that they divided the mini game from the main game in case you don't like it enough to actively engage in it, you don't have to.
Oh, my fur whiskies! I'm late! Oh dear! Oh dear! I'm here! I should be there! Oh, I'm late! Oh, the queen! She'll have my head for sure!
Alright. Oh yeah, it's always weird because they decided to keep the cutscenes at 30 FPS, but they switched the game to 60. I don't know, there's a bunch of people who say 60 FPS doesn't feel cinematic. It's just that you're not used to it, really. I'm pretty sure the cutscenes are at 30. Felt like it. Alright, so here in this world, everything revolves around this room and the forest. And the idea that 3D and 2D blend together.
How did he get so small?
No, you're simply too big.
That talks!
Must you be so loud? You woke me up.
Good morning.
Good night. I need a bit more sleep.
Wait, what do we have to do to grow small?
Why don't you try the bottle? Over there.
This room looks a lot bigger in the cutscenes. I don't know. It feels really, really like a tight room. I feel like the camera doesn't have enough space to be, you know? Alright, so the idea here is that there's a bunch of things that are in 2D and that we're gonna need to bring out in 3D. For example, there's this clock, there's this book, this pot, then there's this flower, there's also stuff on the walls that is 2D. There's a bunch of stuff you can interact in this room, but most of it you interact with when you're small. And we get to face our new enemies. There's a bunch of these elemental, I guess you could call them. They're named after musical styles, so these are the Red Nocturne. There's also Blue Rhapsodies, Yellow Operas, Green Requiems, Black Rock. I think it's Black... No, it's Black Ballad. Silver Rocks are in the next game. That's right. What else is there? I mean, some of them are Final Mix exclusive, and some of them were only in Kingdom Hearts 2, so I kind of forget the other ones. Pretty sure there's at least one or two more, but I could be confusing myself with the second game. But yeah, most of these are annoying because they fly away from you and they're hard to reach. But once you gain the opposite spell, because each one of them absorbs damage of their own element, and is weak to a certain element. The Red Nocturnes are absorb fire and are weak against ice, or blizzard, I should say. Blue Rhapsodies are weak against fire and absorb ice. Then there's Yellow Operas, which are thunder based. They absorb thunder, and I believe they're also weak against blizzard. And then you've got Green Requiems, who are green and they cast Cure on either Heartless, and they're immune to, or I'm not sure if they're immune or if they absorb all kinds of magic. So all kinds of elemental magic. So you've got to cast, you can cast some non-elemental magic on them, like the gravity spell that we're gonna learn at some point. So yeah, there's a bunch of these, and usually I believe they're one of the only. No, there's actually some aerial enemies soon enough in the game, but they're easily dispatched with some magic. As soon as we're gonna gain access to all elemental spells, they're gonna be a joke. But I think it's kind of nice.
Court is now in session.
I'm on trial? But why?
Her Majesty, the Queen of Hearts, presiding.
This girl is the culprit. There's no doubt about it. And the reason is? Because I say so, that's why.
That is so unfair.
Well, have you anything to say in your defense?
Of course. I've done absolutely nothing wrong. You may be queen, but I'm afraid that doesn't give you the right to be so mean.
Silence! You dare defy me?
Hey guys, we should help her out.
We're outsiders, so wouldn't that be muddling? Oh, yeah. And that's against the rules.
The court finds the defendant guilty as charged for the crimes of assault and attempted theft of my heart. Off with her head!
No! Oh, please!
Hold it right there!
Who are you? How dare you interfere with my court?
Excuse me, but we know who the real culprit is.
Uh-huh. It's the Heartland.
Anyway, she's not the one you're looking for.
That's nonsense. Have you any proof?
Bring me evidence of Alice's innocence. Fail and it's off with all your heads. Gather as much or little evidence as you please. Report back here once you're ready. There's this thing where Donald and Goofy keep saying that we're not supposed to talk about other worlds, and there's a couple other characters that are aware of this, I guess, universal rule that if you know about interdimensional traveling, you don't speak about it. I'm not exactly sure who came up with this secret code, but we're pretty much never going to respect that anyway. I mean, sure, we're going to keep it a secret that we're traveling between worlds, but we're still going to be meddling a shit ton. I don't know why they keep making it such a big deal out of it. Who are you? Who indeed? Poor Alice, soon to lose her head, and she's not guilty of a thing. Hey, if you know who the culprit is, tell us. Didn't Goofy just say it was the Heartless? The Cheshire Cat has all the answers, but doesn't always tell. The answer, the culprit, the cat, all lie in darkness. Wait! They've already left the forest. I won't tell which exit. There are 4 pieces of evidence in all. 3 are a cinch to find. The 4th is tricky. Big reward if you find them all. Actually, the big reward is if you find one of them, which is tricky. You don't get rewarded for finding them all. It's kind of a lie. Should we trust him? To trust or not to trust, I trust you'll decide. I really like this line. Oh man, the Cheshire Cat is always funny. Right, well, so far I'm glad that I seem to be dealing with these enemies very well. So that means I've gotten quite a good amount of experience so far. I don't know what level I'm usually at this point, but level 8 sounds like a pretty good thing. Alright, let's deal with all these enemies and then I'll explain what's the deal with this world. First of all, you might have noticed this pink box. There was also another one of these on top of the furnace when we were in the bazaar room. But it's actually only visible when you're tiny. And we couldn't access it. These are clues, and there's 4 to find. So we need to find 4 pink boxes. And then the queen is gonna complete our set of clues with her own boxes up to a total of 5. Meaning, if you only get 1 clue, she's gonna use 4 of her own clues. And then she's gonna pick one at random, and if it's one of your clues, Donald and Goofy are going to be besides you for the next fight. And if it's one of her clues, then either one or both of them is going to be gone for the next fight. That's all it does. So collecting all clues is actually quite useless. And speedrunners just skip the majority of this world because, well, the only thing you get from actually collecting the quote-unquote tricky one is the blizzard spell, which you already get from beating this world anyway. Like, the Cheshire Cat will just give it to you after you beat the boss if you didn't collect all clues. So yeah, it's not like it makes a big difference. So let's enter through this tree trunk and we'll fall on the furnace to get the first, well, the inaccessible clue that was here. Then let's go back to the castle. And one thing is interesting, like I said before, there's this 3 rooms rule. That means since we've only left the forest to the bazaar room and then to the Queen's castle, we only went through 2 different areas, so we didn't trigger this. We didn't make these enemies respawn here. So it's a clever idea to make it so that enemies don't respawn in this room unless you actually go back to the rabbit hole and force them to respawn. So now we've collected 2 boxes and we're going to be able to use our potions. Well, the game actually gives you a potion here through this Trinity mark. The problem is it's easy to screw up. All these flowers ask you for items. And oh, there's a couple of heartless here. Yeah, by the way, I didn't even notice it before, but yeah, that big explosion is stun impact. We're not really using it much since enemies have low health and we're killing them faster than we can make use of stun impact, but yeah, later on it's going to be very practical, especially when large buddies start spawning. So yeah, there's a rock in front of an entrance that's going to be, well, of an exit, I guess I could say. That's going to be useful later on. Alright, So there's another exit through there, but it's not actually useful to go there yet. I'm gonna show it to you anyways. And it's always oh wait, can I actually, I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can until I turn this tree around. Well, let's go ahead and do that. This is why we need a potion. This flower wants a potion, and when you give it to it, it makes you grow. Problem is, most players are gonna start walking around and they're not gonna notice this. Why don't you get on? See ya. Yeah, this is what you actually need to do to progress, but most players are like, wait, what? Whoa. And they don't even think of going here. They're like, whoa, wait, what? Then they see this. Oh, there's a fruit. And I can spin the tree. Oh. And oh, wait, what did I do? And then they forget what was the initial position of the tree. Then they take the fruit and then they eat it. So all they've done is grow up, take the fruit and eat it. Or even worse, they've just entered this place and they did not go through the hole in the tree trunk. So they hit the tree and they eat the fruit. But when they do that, they actually move the trunk that has a hole in it, so they're not able to enter through the hole in the tree. Because the hole is now inaccessible, you can't jump through it, doesn't work. And by doing so, they've just made it even harder for themselves to find the proper path. Spinning this tree just makes it possible to access the other door, but it's not exactly useful right now. It's only useful later on in the game. Here is where you need to go in order to find the last clue. Well, look what you've found. Nice going. Now we can save Alice. Don't be so sure. She may be innocent, but what about you? What do you mean? I won't tell, but I will give you something. Retain the power of ice, learn the magic spell Blizzard. And we've now got that on square. That's good. And now I was talking, so I already got myself confused. Did I pick all? Yeah, I did pick the other box that was above. Good. It's really easy to get distracted when you're recording at the same time as you're playing. So yeah, now that we've done all this, we should go back to the Queen's Castle. And we should talk to this card here and give him the clues. Now, show me what you have found. Well, that's certainly a lot of evidence, but I'm still not impressed. Cards, bring forth my evidence. And a very weird animation. That means she shuffled them all, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm kind of not patient enough to read all of these. Good. And I'm gonna pick one at random. I'm pretty sure if you've got all 4 clues, you always get it right. But I might be wrong. It might still be total randomness. I know for a fact that it's random if you don't have all clues, but I'm not sure because I don't remember it ever giving me one of Donald or Goofy if I did collect them all. Anyway, so you've got all these cards, but what you've got to do is actually fight this. And the cards are going to try to stop you. But they're actually very weak, and one thing you can do is just make fun of the queen, look at her undies, and while you're doing it, some of the cards are going to be attracted. Actually surprised we're doing this good against them, so I don't actually need to attract them away. Alright. And you gotta break the tower. Wow, that was really easy. I probably wasn't level that level last time. She must have gotten kidnapped while we were fighting. You fools! Find the one who's behind this. I don't care how. I really like their little running. Alright, yeah, I'm level 9. Treasure Magnet is actually pretty good. Especially when you're low level at the beginning of the game. But right now I'm doing pretty good. I think I did get a lot of experience on the island and then in Traverse Town. So I'm not gonna need that. So let's go straight on to the forest. Have you seen Alice? Alice, no. Shadows, yes. Where'd they go? This way, that way, does it matter? Left, right, up, down, all mixed up thanks to the shadows. Step deeper into the forest, to the deserted garden. You might find shadows in the upside down room. Now this is actually something many people don't get. This stone he's standing on is the stone that was at the end of the forest that no longer blocks the path. He wasn't kidding when he said step deeper into the forest. The path is now open. Yet some people don't actually notice it and they just roam around forever. I've actually been doing aerial combos, but that does not help me demonstrate the stun impact move. Oh well. Stun impact is actually practical against large bodies like the one we just saw. Yeah, as you can see, like, they stay stunned until they get hit, which is pretty practical when Donald and Goofy don't meddle in. Alright, Donald actually got Berserk and Goofy actually got Jackpot and Rocket, so let's give them those, which I forgot to do before. And now we have Blizzards. Let's use it. Yeah, it's really good. It one-shots these fire enemies and it also gives you more experience for it. Whenever you do a smart move against an enemy, like using the spell they're weak against, the game usually rewards you. Wow, that was a great shot. Plus I did take the wand, so my magic stat is actually pretty good. Alright, all of these flowers ask you for items, but oh shit. Well, give me a second, I'm gonna find my cable. Alright, sorry about that. My controller ran out of batteries and I should have expected that. I really hope you can't hear the kids making all this noise around. Wait, my headphones are all tangled up with my controller's cable. Good. Yeah, I live in front of a primary school, so right now you can hear kids screaming outside because it's lunchtime. Alright, so remember earlier I said spinning the trees allowed you to climb over there. And I said this door was not useful before because it leads to this bookshelf, but now for some reason the gravity is sideways. That's what the Cheshire Cat was mentioning. Up, down, left, right, all mixed up thanks to the Heartless. So yeah, now different doors in the forest are going to lead to different orientations of this room. And now we can walk on the walls and collect some of these secret items and go through secret passages. And this is what makes this world really fun and interesting. I really like how they've done it. It's really creative. It's got some interesting mini games. It's one of my favorite worlds, even though as a kid it was one of my least favorite because I didn't understand English, so of course I really didn't get what I was supposed to do. I was bad at the game, so I'd get destroyed by oh shit, please don't die. I'd get destroyed by the cards during that one fight before. Probably because I was really under-leveled as well. Because whenever the game was too hard, I'd just skip enemies. Alright, one treasure chest. I'm not too sure what's in this one. Oh, a defense up. That is good. Defense up, power ups, and AP ups are items that increase permanently one of your stats. So yeah, that is always nice. This second lamp lights up a secret passage, which is kind of useless, but let's go there anyway. Because we don't have the White Trinity yet, and we don't have Thunder yet. And this one wants an elixir, which I don't think is actually much worth it if I remember correctly, but let's do it anyways. I think it's like elixir in exchange for a mithril crystal or something.
Here.
Yeah, mithril shard, it's not even worth it. Give me a potion.
Here.
But it's not like we actually need our potions anymore, so... Oh, that was actually a good trade. Potion for a high potion. Alright. Now, next up is the little bear here, which we can make fall. And it makes this book appear. And, we're gonna leave it there for now. We can enter through this door and we'll get out of the furnace on the other side. And what's there to do in this area? The flower's useless. Oh yeah, there we go.
Deep freeze. See ya. Deep cut.
Damn, that was not a very efficient blizzard strike. Alright, let's spin this. If I remember correctly, oh, this brings to the Lotus Forest, huh? Kind of want to see where it leads. Well, let's take these first. So, Meteor G. I don't remember if this leads out of this hole, I'm gonna be sad, but if it leads out of the secret passage the other way around, well, that's great. Probably just leads out of the tree trunk, though. Yeah, no, it does lead out of the tree trunk, because that's where we fell through, isn't it? Yeah, that's where we fell through to get that that clue, which gave us the blizzard spell. Yeah, right. The doors still lead to the same places, just not in the same orientation. A very merry unbirthday, sit down to get your presents. I'm a bit sad that you don't actually get to see those guys, because they were very funny in the movie. But butter! Yes, why yes, of course, butter. Why didn't I think of this before? And yep, you get random enemies. Well, I say random, but they're actually heavily scripted. Every chair has a gift to it. And some of these chairs actually spawn heartless. It's always the same, so I didn't have to fall for this, but I am gonna do them all. Oh great, what a nice opportunity. These guys randomly spawn throughout worlds, and they're gonna do little, give you little riddles. Each of their moves corresponds to a spell. So when they shake, you need to use fire. When they vent themselves, you need to use blizzard. And I'm actually out of... do I really want to use an elixir for this? I actually don't. That kind of sucks though. Can I just move away from you and maybe... Yeah, no. It's gonna stay forever. Ah, that is a shame. Ah, it didn't give me another... Oh. I'm gonna take out the nether just in case. There should be another one. Yeah, there it is. Come on. Let's be smart this time.
Fire!
Fire once. You guys are kind of in the way right now. I don't want to risk it. Thunder I don't have.
See ya!
Blizzard. Thunder I don't have. Fire. Fire, blizzard, fire. I'm gonna get a blaze shard. Pretty sure it's the last spell that counts. Oh, there's a fourth one? I didn't remember there being 4. I thought there were 3. Guys, you're in the way. Ah, yeah, I didn't have time for this one. So yeah, that was that. Sorry, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the unbirthday presents. Let's go get those. So let's sit in this chair. Pretty sure sitting in the big chair spawns heartless, so let's do this one first. Yep, and that was all of them.
Fire! See ya!
Should use blizzard. I'm not used to my shortcuts yet. Triangle fire, square blizzard. Triangle fire, square blizzard. And that is that for now. See, there's a bunch of distractions in these levels that make them take longer than they should. They're hiding somewhere at the Mama Rat's outgrave. Want to find the shadows? Try turning on the light. Yeah, the Mama Rat's outgrave is one of these sentences taken directly from the book that mean absolutely nothing. I don't know what Lewis Carroll looks like, but I picture him just like Sheogorath from Skyrim. You ask him why, and he's like, because. Or no, that's a bit too mundane. You'd ask him why, and he'd just say, well, cheese, of course. Look over there, there's nothing. Now look again, there's now cheese. It's too dim, make it brighter. What next? One more lamp. Yes, we needed a cutscene for that. And I am way over leveled for this world. that was quite satisfying. Yeah, was just checking something, never mind that. Alright, so we've done everything we needed to do in this world so far. We're gonna just open up this lock. If I remember correctly, we're gonna gain access to the other chest in here. Yep, over here. And now we've gotta go there. And we're actually gonna save for once. And maybe I should have equipped an item or two. Oh well. You'll have a better view from up high. As you can see, turning on the lights made this plant grow, and she's kind enough to give us a bunch of items. Alright, if I remember correctly, if you talk to him, he triggers the boss battle. But we're just gonna collect a few items first. First off, there's this book we made appear before, which we're gonna read. And then there's this teddy bear, which makes this door appear over here. I think that's all there is to this place. And is this the door to the other? Oh, Tea Party Garden, that's right. It's the door to up here. There's some dark matter. And I think the other secret passages there might be lead over there, and there probably is another one that leads to the Queen's Castle, but I couldn't care less. Let's walk back through here, actually. Oh, you guys again. Alright. Sure, let's do this.
Fire!
Triple fire? No. I wouldn't mind doing a triple fire. Ah, fire, fire, blizzard. Yep, frost charge. If you do 3 times the same spell, they give you an arts item most of the time. They might also give you some pretty good material.
Fire!
Fire. Come on. Come on.
Fire!
Fire. Triple fire, come on.
Fire!
Fire. Good, 10 points, that's great. Fire arts. And I probably will have the time for these guys then.
Fire!
Fire once.
See ya!
Fire twice. I'm gonna try do another fire on this one. Please shake.
Fire!
Will he give me good items? Mystery goo, that's what I thought. And you're not gonna stay. Alright, fair enough. Oh, that's right, I forgot about this place. Yeah, you actually do need to grow bigger again here. Potion to the flower. There's for you. Well, technically you can just come back once you've gotten some more abilities and you're able to jump over this, but let's just not ruin the fun, shall we? Man, I really like the music in this world. I looked at the sheet music for this and oh boy, I'm never gonna play this on piano. Or I'm gonna have to figure out a very easy arrangement because it's tough.
See ya!
Probably shouldn't be grinding so much, huh? Well, I just usually kill all the enemies in my path when I'm traveling through different areas. But right now the game is a bit too easy, isn't it?
See ya.
Anyway, so yeah, what I was saying, there is a passage over here. Screw this, guys. Let's just get on with it. Oh, and thanks, guys, for killing those. You might have just noticed, you gain experience regardless of who kills who. Come on, be guys, not the flow. So yeah, whoever's in your party gains experience when you're fighting, regardless of whether they're fighting or not, regardless of whether they're dead or not. Like, XP is given to everybody. In fact, when you get more party members, we're gonna get other party members than Donald and Goofy, and they also gain experience despite not being in your currently active party. Their level ups just don't get displayed in the corner, in this game at least. High potion to the flower. Can't wait till we get some hello potions. I mean, we've already got some high potions. Yeah, I know this is a terrible joke. I'm not sorry for it. I like this joke. Great. That's good. You know what? That should be good enough. Let's switch out some of these items for some better ones. I could equip a mega potion or two, and then some regular potions. Yeah, that sounds good. Alrighty then. Let's get on with it. The shadows should be here soon. Are you prepared for the worst? If not, too bad. Fun fact, in the original game, this guy was red, yellow, and black, not greenish yellow, pink, and purplish. Anyway, this guy is hard to hit because you have to jump in order to be able to hit it. Luckily, you can just get over here and attract it over here. Come on. And every now and then it just does that. But it does mean my current abilities are worthless against it, and it does mean Combo Plus would be a very good ability to have. I'm not sure when you gain Combo Plus if you've picked up the sword at the beginning of the game, so I don't know if you actually can get the Combo Plus ability to use against it, but yeah, my current abilities aren't very good against it. Still, as long as you just jump before you hit it, it's not too bad. A couple levels lower would definitely make this boss fight a lot harder. I wouldn't have this much HP and this much defense. I'm not sure if I'm gonna beat it quickly enough, but at some point, yeah, at some point it breaks the chair so that you don't use it. Although, nope, he seems to be skipping the whole break the chair thing and going for the furnace to set his things on fire. When he does that, he'll start using fire spells if you're far away, and he shoots. Bleh, looking for words here and mispronouncing everything, but he shoots fireballs that are homing and impossible to dodge. It is the worst kind of bullshit, but the thing is, as long as you're next to it, it doesn't actually fire at you. It just swings its flaming sticks in your direction, doing maybe a bit more damage than usual, but it really doesn't matter much. Like, I could be using fire spells on it. Oh wait, oh, that is bad. Yeah, it does pack a punch when he hits. Good, finally. Get some damage on this thing. You know what? I'm not picking. Yep, that was the fire spell. If you go too far, it really hurts. You might think, why are you using fire against an enemy that's using fire? Quick, 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 quick. Ooh, that was close. But this guy does not absorb fire damage, so using fire spells doesn't really matter on it. And my blizzard spell is kind of like a shotgun, while the fire spell is a homing attack. Good, it's dead. Yeah, I've had some pretty risky spots here and there, because this guy can deal a shit ton of damage, but I need to stop saying shit ton as well. But yeah, he's not too hard once you know not to stay too far from it. Oh yeah, I think I told you... I'll wait.
What a racket. How's a doorknob to get any sleep?
What was that? You heard that? Sounded like something closed. This gummy ain't like the others, no sir. I'll hold on to it. Navigi peace. Splendid, you're quite the hero. If you're looking for Alice, she's not there. She's gone. Off with the shadows and the darkness. We might find her in another world. We need the save point, blah blah blah. And the game is kind enough to respawn you here. We didn't use the Mega Potion in the end, and let's just equip a bunch of potions. And do we have any other equipment actually? Yeah, we've got Ifrit's Horn. So yeah, 20% fire resistance and more AP and defense. Then Donald can have a Protect Chain. And that'll do. Then we can equip Treasure Magnet. Yes. And these guys got nothing. So yeah, Treasure Magnet allows us to attract nearby orbs, which is going to be very practical. Let's see here. How long is this video? Judging from the save times, it's about 1 hour long. So we're gonna call it a day at this point. Oh wait, that's right. I really need to prepare these things. Oh, you know what? I've got a little question for you guys. Yeah, I know I'm gonna be talking about the same shit Mike Stoner Up Yours has been talking, huh? It's hard, man. You stole all the good questions from me. Talking about interests is a very easy thing to do. But here's a random fact about me. I'm currently reading That Note, Another Note the BB case of the serial murders in Los Angeles, something like that. I mean, I'm reading it in French, so I'm trying to translate the title to English off the top of my head, but it's a novel, a light novel by Nishio Ishin, the same guy who created the Bakemonogatari and other Monogatari series. And I'm gonna stop spinning so you don't get sick. And yeah, he wrote this book that takes place in the universe of Death Note. He's not the author of Death Note, by the way. He's just the author of that one book. And it's a book written by the character Mello from the second half of Death Note, in case you're not familiar. And it tells a story that takes place before the events of the whole Death Note series, with Naomi Misora as the main character. If you're familiar, she's an ex-FBI agent, Ray Pember's future wife. So yeah, she's the main character of this book, and it's a really good book. I'm not too big on what do you call those? I really don't know how you call them in English. Books about crimes and investigations. How do you call these in English? I don't know. Well, maybe some of you guys can comment this. But yeah, I'm not usually big on criminal and investigation books where at the end you learn who was the criminal and then you're like, oh, or like, depending on how good the clues were. It's really hard for such a book to be good because the creators have to make just enough hints for you to realize who's the killer, or just not enough hints so that you don't get it, but so that when they do tell it to you, you're like, of course. Or they can just make a bunch of clues that they know you're not gonna get on the first time through, and then when you get to the end, you're like, what? But how? And then you read it again and you're like, oh my god, that was so smart. And I'd say this Death Note, Another Notebook, it really is full of humor, especially if, well, it's made for people who know about the whole Death Note series. It wouldn't make any sense to read it if you haven't seen Death Note, because it builds on a couple of characters and the character of L that you have to know in order to enjoy this book. And really everything about the plot twists, the humor, and everything, the character development, all revolves around the fact that you already know who L is. But let's just say it's great. And I had read it a while back, but I had never read it twice, and now reading it a second time, now that I know everything about the main plot points anyway, I find the story very interesting in a very different way. So Nishio Ishin has a very peculiar style of humor and puns, and it's a good read. And Death Note is a very good manga series and a very good anime. The manga and the anime are pretty much one-to-one adaptations, so if you don't want to read the mangas, you can just watch the anime. It's probably gonna take less time, and it's one of the less Japanese-ish animes. It's more like an American TV series, just drawn in an anime style. So give it a try. And that's gonna be it for today. See ya.